All right, well, welcome all of you to week 4 of followership and servant leadership. First, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all of the great discussion that's happening online. There's so much discussion happening that honestly, I'm having the hardest time keeping up with all of it. So kudos to all of you. Um, with there being 16 of you and only one of me, I feel that at least this past week, my role was to simply interject where needed, but just to let these conversations happen naturally. So, thank you for that. Also, and another quick announcement: if you haven't ordered your course textbook for the next course you are enrolled in, do not delay. Order your textbook today. Do whatever it is you need to do to make sure that you have the course materials ready to go by the time you start your next course. And so, what's happening this week? This week, we're going to focus some more on developing character and style. Last week, during the class live session, went in depth to the 5 dimensions of a follower, as well as the different followership styles. So, you got a little preview taste last Thursday night of the different follower styles. So if you haven't had the opportunity to view that class live session, I strongly encourage you to do so. I also want to encourage your participation this week. We're going to keep looking and diving and exploring into this roomy suitcase, right? Which is this suitcase called followership, and we're going to open it up and we're going to dig around in there, and we're going to keep digging in there in this course because really want you to begin to grasp this concept of just how deep and how wide and how awesome followership is, and how central followership is to the leader and to growing as a leader. Without followers, there are no leaders. A leader is defined by his or her followers. And so we're going to continue to explore this concept during the class live session. I really want you to be there if you can, but those sessions are recorded if you need to view them at a later time. So this week's reading, again, just from the Servant Leadership, the World's Most Powerful Leadership Principle book, Chapter 5, as well as the audio tracks. And then also take the time to view the next lecture in this series. Jumping down then to the application assignment that is due, you have some introductory paragraphs to read, and if this table does not make sense to you, please ask. I talk about in the class live session. I talk about Ira Kelleff's 4 followership styles: the individualist, the partner, the implementer, and the resource person. But then last week, Dr. Favara also talked about this from a biblical perspective, where he said, we have the kata, the exa, the epa, the para, and the suna type of followers. And so there are also other theorists and writers and folks who are paving the way for us in this followership arena. Kellerman, and also Robert Kelly, and also Zalesnik, who have theories and ideas and thoughts, as well as practical applications for followership in the world. And so you have this available to you. You can certainly Google these folks. There's a ton of information on there in the web about them. And then follow the instructions for this week's assignment and submit it by Sunday evening, 11:59 p.m. All right, well, that's all I have for you today, friends. And please be sure to review the announcements that are posted on the home page, particularly an announcement regarding week 6, as I will be traveling out of the country, and I have a friend of mine, a guy by the name of Dr. Jim Harrelson, who will be filling in my place. My wife and I are beginning to wrap up a 4-year journey in international adoption, as we've been waiting to adopt our son from Ethiopia for almost 4 full years now. And so that begins to take place as we wrap up this course. But that's a couple weeks away, and Dr. Jim has graciously agreed to fill in my place while I am away. And I look forward then, friends, to catching up with you in the course discussions. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.